Hi, my name is Katraka and I'll be presenting to you our tracking software mobile app called Katraka. Let's get into it. This tracking software works for all cars, any type, model, and make. It also works for fleet management. When you enable this tracking software for cars, you are able to control the car ignition system. The app is handy when you want to remotely control your car by shutting down the engine, or maybe when you want to start the engine. Let me take you through our app's user interface. Once you are logged in, this is where you land. You will see the map, which will allow you to track your different devices. You can click on the hamburger menu up here that allows you to navigate between the map and the devices that you want to track, depending on the number of devices that you have. Going here, you can search for the device, or you can filter out or sort anyhow. You can filter on map, or you can filter in the status. You can filter using groups as well. If you added any, you can even sort by name or the last update. Now, I'll demonstrate how you add a device. You are able to provide the device name and identifier. This identifier is very important because it's an IMEI, which is the unique identifier of such a device. Or it can be a serial number, or any ID that matches the exact identifier on that device. And the extras here can be the model of the device and the phone number connected to that device, so you know which device you added, for example, the contact and other options. When a device is about to expire, you can even choose to disable it. Getting to categories, there are multiple categories that you can choose from. I will leave it as default for now. And yeah, this should be it. And once you've completed this, you click save and it should be saved. As for attributes, these can be anything that you think is important when adding the device. Make sure that you save. Once saved, your device will be listed in this tab, and you can then now switch to reports. And in terms of reports, you can select the device that you want reports for. If it's in a group, you can select that group and then click show. You will then get the whole data of that device that you just selected, depending on the period that you also selected. If you want it for a month, for a week, or even a custom period, you are able to choose. But that's not all about reports. There is more. You can also go to the route to see the route for that device. You are also able to customize the columns that you want to see here. Okay, that should be all about reports. Remember, when you click show, it will give you the data. Right now, there is no data for this particular device since it was just a test device. When you go to events, it also gives you all associated events. An event can be status offline. If you want the reports for such a device for that particular event, maybe speed limit exceeded, when that device stopped, or maybe when that device was moving, you can see all that, as well as when the ignition was on or off. There are many more that you see here. When you click on show here, you will get your data and decide what to do with it. These are other reports that you can have, as well as the logs. I believe that should be it about the reports. If you go to settings, you can define your preferences, notification sounds, the devices, and it can either be the device details, name, or model. You can also go to other settings, for instance, sound events, as well as other preferences. In the settings, you can enable notifications. As I already mentioned, you can have your profile set up here. You can enable location as well as adding more attributes that you think are important. You can also have settings for devices that you are connected to. Now let's talk about commands because these are very important in our Katraka tracking software. Let's say you added a device but you didn't have that device connected to commands. I will show you how you can fix that. Let's go back to devices. These are the devices. Let me add the dummy device and demonstrate. For name, we can add dummy for now. Let's just test. Now we can save this device. If I go to our map, that device will be connected to any command. For instance, if I go here, there is no command that appears when I click the drop down because it's not connected to any. Going to devices here, you can connect your device to your saved commands. Let's say for instance, you select the commands that you will be executing in this device. You can select as many as you want, or even add more. And then you select the drivers. Select notifications for that device, and your preferences and other stuff that you need. Now that you have selected the saved commands, you can then navigate back to the map. Now when you go back to that device, you should be able to see those commands. That's when you can be able to start and stop your engine, or the ignition in your car when you have set up those commands. Also, we have the calendar. You can have anything in here, as well as other devices, maintenance and other settings. But other settings are strictly with admin privilege. For instance, server and user, which I won't be going into detail. And lastly, we have the account, which is where you set up your profile, and then the logout button. Great, that should be it. Finishing off, I should highlight that this software was built in Lesotho, and the support team is also located in Lesotho. Even so, it is available across all the regions in the world. But the greatest part of living in Lesotho is that you will face less to none system or network interruptions, like you do with your current popular providers. For instance, there are some time zone barriers when you want tech support because they are often offline. So time differences is the main issue with tech support and maintenance. Sometimes even the language is the barrier. Through our platform, you won't have such. If there is something that you don't understand, you contact your tracking company. They will quickly contact us if they don't have answers, and then we'll quickly agree on what to do next. Also, if in case you even want to meet us physically about the device or the platform developers, we can set up a meeting with ease through your tracking company that you are registered with. So that's it about our tracking software, and I highly encourage you to join our platform, especially if you are based in Lesotho or anywhere near, because most of the tracking companies in Lesotho are using software that might bring too much dependency on the other side. But with us, you are able to put a request for your own customizations. For instance, white labeling is simple. You can have your logos and your business name here. As well as anything that you want, we can be able to quickly customize the software with those important details. You also have a variety of languages to choose from. You're not limited to English. But at least for now, we don't have our Sesotho language here. I still trust that most people are familiar with English. So that's it about our device. And this is our server URL that you can just type out on your browser to get to our platform. Just follow this URL and you should be able to go from there. That's all. Thank you.